Hello adventurers and welcome back to my channel. Today we are at the Leadville Fish Hatchery Nature Trail where we're going to be doing approximately 1.1 mile hike. This is going to be a wonderful one to just kind of get the blood moving. This is not a hard hike. It's considered to be pretty easy. There is a very small elevation gain, and in fact you can see on all trails they have it listed right here. This is going to be fun, so buckle up Buttercup and let's go. If you do not have all trails, don't worry, they do have a map for you at the beginning. I suggest taking a picture of this because service kind of goes in and out depending on which provider you have, but you can find the actual trail. There is also a historic site along here, and we're going to be going through all of these beautiful lake areas. This is going to be absolutely gorgeous, but before we get started, we're going to clean off our shoes. Along our hike, there's several different indicators and signs, including those who describe exactly what we're looking at when it comes to vegetation. That's what makes this nature loop great. It not only shows you what it is, but there's a physical picture, so then you can look over and say, oh, it's this. So you'll see here, this is the common juniper. It has these little tiny balls on it, so you can see them in person here. It's a low-growing evergreen shrub that's common, and it can be found on rocky soil. Perfect out here. It's a harder surface, very rocky and rigid. If you were trying to drive like a stake pole in for a tent, it's harder to do that here. So you can see that this is a very durable plant. It also has berries on it, which are an important part of diets for many of the birds in the areas, as well as many of the mammals, which we might see on this trip today. The path behind me is a nice path. There are roots and rocks on it, so it does make it a little bit more treacherous in some areas. However, again, it's still considered to be an easy hike, but it's definitely not ADA. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Along the way also, we've been finding little tiny plants, and as you're kind of going around, not only do they have the educational signs, but they tell you what's blooming right now, and that has been just so much of a treat, being able to find those kinds of things. But we're just getting started. We have a long way to go, so I'm gonna go catch up with Collie and Riley. We're gonna find out a little bit more about this trail. So we're just walking along this meandering path, and it is a little bit different than the last time I was here. Some of the areas that were a little bit less obvious are more obvious now, so that's kind of nice. But additionally, there's a few areas that are a little bit more disguised, and Collie found the first one. So we're gonna be careful as we kind of move along, but this is a gorgeous way to get out and recreate in Colorado. Okay, here we go. We have one that we get to kind of go under because the tree is bent. That's different. We just saw a cute squirrel, and let me tell you, that was awesome. He was just hanging out. He had a little space that he was stashing all his little nuts, and so he was going in there and getting some of those, and it was really awesome. This is amazing. We're about a quarter way through the trail right now, and we've been taking our time. You can move through this in approximately an hour if you're moving quickly. We're going to take a little bit longer just so that we can enjoy it. There's so many beautiful views. The forest here, as you can see, is gorgeous. And so it's a wonderful way for us to get outside, stretch a little bit, but also just take in the nature. And so this has been wonderful so far, but we haven't made it to the mountain lake yet. That's going to really get everybody excited, I think. This is one of the smaller lakes, but you can get down to the water here. You can't fish. You're not really supposed to swim in this guy, but there are some amazing views here. Okay, Lake 1 was a big hit. Everybody's enjoying it. And now we're going off toward Lake 2. And Lake 2 isn't super far away. There's a couple different paths to get there. Just like that, we made it to lake number 2. Signs are really important, and as we're going around, they explain what we're seeing around us, including the rocks. The rocks have these little things all over them, and it almost looks like a mossiness, but it's actually a lichen. And it says here that many species of lichens can actually be found along this nature trail, and they consider them to be moss rocks, even though they are not actually moss at all. They are fungi. Lake number 3. Lake number 3. We have arrived upon the black bear sign. There are bears in this area. However, I haven't seen any out here. That doesn't mean they're not here. There's also elk and deer, but it's always important to be bear aware. So if you come to Colorado in any place, make sure that you are aware of how to navigate whenever you have bears. But they kind of tell you a little bit more about them here. It's pretty neat. So take the time, read the signs. Hey guys, we're following the nature trail and we have made it to another lake. It's starting to sprinkle a little bit and it is beautiful out here otherwise. Check this out. Cool thing is, from this viewpoint you can also see Mount Massive. Mount Massive is 14,421 feet and it gets its name from the summit itself. Okay guys, it's starting to rain and you know, I'm beginning to think that this is just how it's going to be. Every time we go on a hot girl walk, it's going to rain. That's okay because we're cooling off from our hot girl walk. Pinky up. We made it a little bit past the halfway point and just past the lake that we just found. There's this sign. The sign is pretty cool and I always tell you guys to read the signs, and this is why. If you read this sign, you'll find out that this was a hotel site. Right here that we're currently standing on, there was a hotel at one point. But this wasn't just any hotel. This was one of the richest hotels in this region, and it was very well known because people who were in high society used to come here for various occasions and events. Now, one of those people that you might know historically, if you've ever watched the movie Titanic, is the unsinkable Molly Brown. Molly Brown liked this place so much that she actually had her wedding here. And so it's pretty interesting to find out that here along a nature trail that we're just enjoying, you can also find tidbits of history like this. Now there's a little bit more information about this particular hotel. If you go down to the hatchery and you go through some of the historic buildings, there you can find out a little bit more about Molly Brown. You can find out how they stocked these lakes and other lakes in the state of Colorado. And you can find out more about the process that they have here, which is absolutely fascinating. But I thought it was also pretty interesting because as we're looking at this, people leave the little remnants of things that they have found in this area here because they go back to those earliest of days. And so as we're looking through this case, you can find some of the original pieces that were found here. Now, clearly the hotel is no more. It actually met an untimely demise and it was really, really sad. But again, I encourage you guys to go and look and deep dive into that history a bit more so that you can learn for yourself. But for now, we're about to hit the trail. It's still raining a little bit. We don't want to get rained on too much, and we are a little bit over halfway, so we're going to hoof it just a little bit to our next beautiful feature, which I can't wait to share with you. So let's get going. Another amazing view is Mount Elbert, and you can see the pointed peak in the background in the same viewpoint that we were just in. Mount Elbert is the highest peak in the Rocky Mountains at 14,433. For now, up we go and continuing on this trail. We're gonna go find Riley, who has made it all the way up to the top to one of the various scenic benches that they have. Okay, we're over halfway. We were really enjoying this viewpoint, but it started raining more, so we're moving on. Oh, there's reptiles and amphibians. That's bad. There's more people coming, so we're gonna go. Oh, thunder. Oh, there's a snake there. Thunder. Lots of thunder. Riley. Yes. You said you didn't like thunder.
Well, that could be bad, right?
I mean, it's just rain. Collie?
Yeah, let's go.
We're gonna hoof it. We have a sign starting to point us in the direction of the hatchery, which means our trail is almost complete. Riley's leading the way for us right now. We're almost to the next set of water. We've gone to all of our mountain lakes now. Okay, it's pretty aggressively raining now, so we have to go back to the vans, but we're almost there. Just this open section is real wet, so woo! This is also gonna make it a little bit more slick through here, so we gotta be careful because it's kind of downhill. But oh my gosh, this has been a wonderful day. Going downhill with all these roots. But we're pretty close. Just trying to get under some tree coverage because that'll make it a little less wet. Along the way, you might see this and think, what is this? Well, don't worry, they have some information on it. Like right here, it talks about that this is actually one of the spring collection boxes. And if you look closely, you can see that there's a pipeline that also comes out of it, and that keeps an even flow of 80 gallons per minute, and it's only 42 degrees for the spring water. It's Riley up at the top. It's a spring house. There's a sign for it right over here. Okay, this is the closest section through here. This is also going to be probably the muddiest little section. It's not too bad though. Woo. Okay, I got under some tree coverage for a minute. Yeah, big difference between under the trees and outside of the trees. It's basically like I took a little shower. In fact, if I let my hair down, it would probably wash my hair right now. It's enough to do that. So this is pretty lovely, but at the same time, you know, I'm glad we're closer to the end of the trail than the beginning because the rain is definitely picking up. This might leave us with a very interesting rest of our day ahead, but I think I am going to go ahead and wrap it up here today though. Remember guys, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. Oh my goodness, the rain is raining so good right now. I'm just going to appreciate it as we walk back to the van. Till next time guys, bye.